Before we start off this video today, I just want to make it clear that I love Squid Game. I genuinely love this show. It's probably in like top 10 shows for me. You know, I do think it's a really good show, a really gripping story, great characters, and it really fleshes them out. And like, for instance, my favourite characters are Ji-hoon, Play 456, and Sang-woo. Like, their dynamic in the first season was honestly amazing. They're cold, calculated, with kind-hearted. Like, the conclusion of that season was honestly amazing. Sang-woo understood the games and understood that Ji-hoon must win. But yeah, I honestly enjoyed those. But there was always one character that I just thought, well, their arc, the whole storyline, I just thought, God, I really can't get into this. Well, mainly in the second and third season was, spoilers, the front man's brother. Yep. Like, don't get me wrong at all. Like, in the first season, I loved how they used this character to, like, portray how the guards are behind the scenes. Such as, like, when he took down that guard on the boat when he was trying to get into the games. Turns out the guard he had taken out was involved in selling organs with other guards. That was such a cool thing to add, as they were marking caskets, delivering them to a little chute system, and then dissecting and selling the money. You know, keeping someone alive with their shots in the games, like, you know, to keep them fresh. That dynamic was really, really interesting. And we got to learn about how, you know, they don't even take their own masks with each other, so they don't know who they are outside the games. Like, that dynamic right there was really amazing. And the way they used their character later in Season 1 to help show how disgusting the VIPs were as he'd infiltrated as one of the servers. We got to see how greedy and how, you know, disgusting they were funding these games. Like with the old man, the way he was like, I want this one, does anyone else want him? And they carelessly just threw him away, showing how they just didn't care about human life. You know, they're like, oh, you can take him, do what you want with him, you know? And then the front man's brother really then, like, preyed upon that. He was like, oh, I can get him alone, and I can get secrets out of him. I can find out what he's doing. That right there was really smart and a great way to show his character, yet again. And it was such a good scene. It was like, we felt so, like, bad for him. We were like, oh, what would he do in that situation? We got to come to grips with that character. Like, I was like, jeez. Like, I'm not saying I hated his storyline. I just felt like he shouldn't have gone past Season 1. As we know, he later did get shot by his brother, revealing he was the front man. And that right there, personally, I think his arc should have ended there. Or at least, like, I feel like he was overused. As I'm going to get into what I don't like about him, because I don't like Season 2 and Season 3 versions of him. And I'll tell you why. In Season 2, he basically just went fishing. I'm going to be honest here. This was such a, like, prolonged arc for him. Like, I understand it took so long to find the island. No, obviously it would. But I just felt like it dragged on for way too long. I get, like, they meant to play the games, but I just felt this arc was really boring for me. In my first watch, I skipped through a lot of it. I'm being completely honest. I just felt like, well, I kind of knew what was happening, and, you know, nothing really changed when I went back to seeing Gi-hoon playing in the games. You know, because all those characters are way more interesting than him. Like, I'm sorry to say if you love this character, but I didn't find him interesting one bit. And that's the honest truth. I just felt like he wasn't fleshed out enough, and he was kind of like he was just doing Season 1 again. Like, oh, I'm just going to find the island again. That's kind of what he did, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the fact he had this little team assembled by Gi-hoon, and they were like, oh, we'll find you, don't worry. Until we find out that his tooth was taken out, and somehow they found that tracker, but they don't find the drugs in, you know, Thanos' little cross locket thing. But maybe that was left there purposely, I don't know. But it kind of just felt, you know, and also, one of them had a shank. You know, the old lady literally had a shank, like, what the fuck was going on there? But anyway, that's a different story. I just found it was just too long, and I couldn't get into it, to be honest with you. And it kind of carried on in Season 3. Like, I didn't like Season 3 version either. You know, I kind of felt like I was, again, way more interested in the North Korean woman's story because I actually felt emotionally connected because she, you know, she was constantly looking out for that man because she loved that child. She saw her child in that child. Like that like affected me more than him, you know. And in season 3, this is what ticks me off the most. You know, in their arc, I found the gangster was a way more interesting character because he actually did investigating. You're telling me the gangster did more investigating than the actual detective? No, he was more like, I don't trust this guy. After the captain had obviously murdered the drone pilot, and you know, he called him out on it, and you know, and then he went to investigate his place, found out he was with the salesman. You're telling me you won't investigate the guy that you've been going with this whole time? Someone like you're a detective, you're not gonna be suspicious? That did not make any sense to me. That just like, the gangster then found out this, got arrested because his friend obviously was on like smoking or something. I think he was smoking at the time, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Because when he got arrested, he then grabbed the phone, said he'd make a call, and Siri came in clutch. Whenever I have used Siri, that shit has never worked like that. It would have called his dad by mistake, for all we know. But then when he got the call, you know, the captain went on that run. He was on like, oh, I'm on my demon time. Murked all his people. Went crazy, you know. Fucked them all up. He's about to finish off the final guy. And then finally, the frontman's brother does something interesting and murks the captain with a harpoon gun. And then he finds out the location of where it is. And this is the scene, spoilers ahead, where I just couldn't be bothered with his arc anymore. So he gets there. There's 30 minutes on that detonator. You know, winner's already been announced. You know, the winner is the baby. The baby has won. And he gets there. You know, he's shooting out the window of the M14. And he looks at his brother. And the brother's holding the baby. And you know what he does? Doesn't shoot him. Doesn't, you know, even try to stop him. He just aims a gun at him and shouts, "Why?" And when he shouted "why," I thought, why the fuck was I ever invested in you? Like, I'm sorry, but really? You have done all of this, lost so many people, like, for so long, and you're just gonna scream "why"? I'm sorry he has the baby. I understand he's not shooting, but you're gonna shoot the floor? You're not trying to stop him? You're telling me you can aim for his leg or anything? You're not practicing firearms? I just that ruined his arc for me completely. Any interest I had in him, gone like that. And then we get to see the final scene where he's just kind of, you know, he's running away, the place is about to explode, the front man has escaped, Gi-hoon's dead, and then we're left with a scene where the baby is left with him. He gets the card, he gets the baby's earnings, and you know, that's kind of his arc ended. The guy is basically looking after some random person's child. Is that what his arc was built for? Like, is this what was built? Is he gonna like be a father figure for a new season? If that's what they're trying to do, I can understand, but I just not invested to watch anything related to him, to be honest. And you know, that's my opinion. I'm sorry if you love this character. I personally don't. I just think he was not used properly. Also, why the fuck did they give money to the kid? Like, what are they really gonna do? Were they gonna find a family member? Like, what's the kid gonna do with that money? I doubt they're gonna go down to Spoons and fucking get 4 Moretti's down them. Like, that's what I was thinking when I first saw it. I was like, well, they're not my family you could have given them to? Like, I don't get it. Like, how was he meant to explain, oh yeah, guys, I just have this random child now? Yeah, it's mine. Like, yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is a lot different from my normal content if you're a regular viewer on my channel. I just thought I'd try something else. And if you like this and like me to review something else, please let me know. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, I'd love to see you there. You know, I'd love to see everyone there. Everyone there is really creative and very kind. So feel free to join. Bye guys. Please subscribe. It means the world. See you later.